amazing. I mean, you don't have the limits of age. You don't experience anymore as a carnivore. You just every every sickness, it doesn't stick. You just like Teflon, boom, boom, back away.
Peter, how did you find carnivore?
Well, I first found that if you cut carbs, you lose weight. So I'm 55 years old last year, now 56. I'm 189 centimeters. So, and I had 96, 97 kilos. So it was 10 kilos more than I had when I graduated in high school. And then I had set my goal 87 kilos, my weight when I was sweet 18. And I cut carbs and did intermittent fasting. Just cut the breakfast. Had my coffee without cream. And that worked well. So I dropped the weight and I didn't meet my deadline the 29th of March. Last year, I met 87 kilos mid of April. So this was all good. And then I didn't like the keto idea. It was so complicated. Which vegetable has carbs, which doesn't have, and all these things. And then meanwhile, you listen to Dr. Chafee and you think, right. So the people lose weight with keto, their symptoms for I didn't have any allergies or illnesses. So but their symptoms get better on keto. But once they turn carnivore, they disappear or reduce more significantly. And I said, so why should I settle with the second best thing if I can choose the carnivore? Which is, what is it? When I talk with people, I tell them, look, carnivore is like keto on steroids. That's my expression. And then I went to a sailing trip in Spain and decided after that sailing trip, I will start with the carnivore. And that's what I did. Was mid July last year, and of course it goes slow. I mean, you have constipation. That's what I must say. Yeah, Dr. Chafee, he influenced me a lot. Then the Joe Rogan with the Jordan Peterson and the daughter from Jordan Peterson. I always forget her first name, but those statements and testimonials, they were so strong. So I said, hey, there must be something to it. And I found out myself. So the constipation was the totally opposite, was Joe Rogan experienced because he said it was like the floodgate opened for the 2 weeks. And with me, it was the opposite, but because I already had cut down in carbs before, so I think my body reacted differently. But then all those testimonials from your channel and the other channels, when they talk about you increase your fat intake and it gets looser. So I did that, and then I took too much beef tallow, so it was more like Joe Rogan's experience. And then now I adjusted it, and it's all fine. And I feel just phenomenal. I mean, I wrote you in the email, the other on one of those YouTube, the guys talked about the morning wood, and I was just a guy with 50 years talking about the morning wood coming back, and I was he as well. So I'm not the only one. So if you are 56 years of age and you experience the morning wood, which was sleeping for decades, there must be something turning within your body. I mean, all the testimonials when they talk about this brain fog they experienced for years and all the symptoms they had. I didn't have all of this. I was always healthy. I mean, I worked out, I run, I bicycle, I do all this stuff, but still I gained weight constantly every year, a little bit, and I said, well, you, what do they say? You can't outrun a bad diet. That's oh, and
Well,
another thing last year, what I experienced, so I played around with supplements for actually say COVID 20. Then first heard about vitamin D3. I mean, you always heard about it, you read about it, but you never really noticed it. Never did anything with it. But there came COVID along, and you start to read, you inform yourself, and then you look at the alternative media where they talk about vitamin D3 to protect your health. So I was getting into those supplements. And last year, I took a formula which had too much K2. Good thing it had too much, because what it caused, it was loosening up my calcium. And I tell you, for 2 weeks, I was sleepy and I had to pee. Every bush I came along, I had to pee like a dog. So then there was a documentary, Widowmaker, I think it is. It's about the calcification of your blood vessels in the chest. There was a doctor, my age, 55 years, he said the same thing what I said. Oh, I eat modestly. I don't eat bad. I eat meat, veggies, not too much carbs. But then he was stating, I did a scan of my chest, because that's the only way how you can see the calcification. The calcium score tells you about how much calcium you have in your blood vessels, but the calcified calcium you can't measure. So you see it in the scan. And he said the results were shocking. The entire chest was calcified. And the same thing must have happened to me, because for the 2 weeks straight, I peed. I was sleepy, the typical symptoms of too much calcium in your blood. And I didn't go to the doctor to have a scan done. I just started with Carnivore. And I think this morning wood tells me about my blood flow. So it must be all have restored. I'd like to schedule a scan to see it really how it is, but right now I'm feeling so healthy, so fit that I don't think there is no need. There's no need to do anything like that.
and you're feeling better than you have for a long time.
Hey, I'm a bundle of energy since ever. So when I tell my wife the energy I'm feeling is extraordinary, well, you're always full of energy. You get up in the morning, you always. And I said, now it's different. It's very different. I'm energized as I always have been, but more energized. The head, the clear thinking. I mean, everybody talks about it, yeah, but it's always relative because everybody experiences it differently. But I'm just happy. I wake up and say, wow, what does the day bring today? I'm happy. I'm content, more content than I ever have been. Sure, the business is doing good, the family is doing good, everything is good. I'm healthy. Everybody's healthy around me, most people. But even so, if everything is perfect, if up there is not healthy, you always find the hair in the soup, which pisses you off and makes you angry all day. So, and this doesn't happen anymore. I'm much calmer. Must also say, 2 years ago, with those supplements which I tried out, the amino acids, I took amino acids for a while and I got calmed down. I was much more relaxed. But then I listened to this David Sinclair, this longevity pope. This, if you take too much amino acids, it it activates the mTOR, and the mTOR cuts back, blah 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 blah. All this theories. Then I stopped again this amino acids. But then soon after came along carnivore, and who cares about how much amino acids, how much protein? You just eat what you want, until your hunger is satisfied, and you're done. My daughter, she had very bad anxiety. So living abroad in Amsterdam, and when she had to sleep alone, when her roommate wasn't there, she got anxious. And she calls at night, she has to go to her friend to sleep or invite her friend to sleep over. And a few weeks ago, I told my wife, she drove up visiting her, said, "Hey, take those pills. We still have them in the cupboard, the amino acids." When I talked to her, I said, "Hey, take them for 2 weeks. I know your daddy is crazy, but take them for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks we talk." So 8 capsules or press a day, 4 in the morning, 4 in the evening. And we talk in 2 weeks. Just do me that favor. After 1 week, she called me and said, "Daddy, it's a hell of a difference. A hell of a difference. Today, she's taking them every day, and she feels much better, much better. The anxiety is gone just with some amino acids. Imagine how you go with carnivore, how you thrive. That's why we all do so well, because we have plenty of amino acids. This is another story. My friend, he's 60 years of age. We work together. So at lunch comes lunch. After lunch, he falls asleep. So whatever he eats, he has to rest for 60 to 90 minutes. In the evening, he goes straight to bed after dinner. So we were working together, and after I turned to carnivore, I just made meatballs or eggs, omelets, whatever, for lunch. And we were working 3 days. After the third day, he looked at me and said, "Wow, I just noticed I don't fall asleep after eating." And that's how we realized what a big difference it does to him.
And was he actually doing carnivore, or he was just eating the same kind of food as you and
Just
happened to
was
notice?
eating the same kind of food in the nighttime, because he takes strong painkillers. So with those strong painkillers, he's eating an entire cake at night, or cookies. He empties the cookie jar or whatever. So during the day, carnivore, in the night, hell. But he got much better. Now he cut back. The painkillers are almost gone, 100%, and the chocolate and cookies are gone. And he's focusing on carnivore lifestyle, because he told me, "Peter, I have a totally new perspective of life. I thought I reached the end of the ladder. I thought something is sick inside me, and something is wrong. So there's nothing you can do about it. If you are sick, you are sick." And now through my input and me talking, I changed his life. So like you with the videos, I do it humbly, one person at a time. My wife, I try to influence. She's convinced, but it's kind of stuff with no celeries, no green leaves, no cucumber, and all that. But step by step, the results are talking for themselves.
That's awesome. Wow. And yeah, that really is the way to do it. It's just one by one, gradually, you get
Leading by
better and
example.
yeah, lead by
I,
example. Exactly.
I have a hard time with my daddy. He's 84 years of age. So, and since his girlfriend, she's 80 and she's vegetarian since ever. And she's fit. She's fit like you can't imagine. Yeah. So I don't have a good stand with my arguments. What, how should I argue? You can't argue against that. And there are great examples of vegetarians living a healthy lifestyle. They are healthy, they are fit, they are strong mentally, physically. So it's not that if you are not carnivore, you cannot succeed, you cannot live healthy. So there are always the two sides. I just I see it the way on carnivore, you can reach the 100%. On vegetarian lifestyle, maybe you reach 92, 93%. As a vegan, you can't. Even if you feel good without the supplements, you cannot. And I'm pretty close to the 100%, I would say. I mean, there's no. I was
How,
drinking my life long. I was drinking beer. I was drinking wine. Way too
oh,
much. Yeah. In the evening, you open a bottle of wine with your wife, and it's empty before you go to bed. You can't leave a bottle half empty, half full. Yeah, you have to empty that thing. Now, already through COVID, I started with alcohol-free beer, and after a couple of months, I let that go. I cut back in wine. All this acid reflux, what it produces, like when you have sweets at the evening, you get that reflux. So I cut back, but I didn't let it go. Yeah, way too much. Still, it's such a social addiction. If you go out, you have to drink something. On carnivore, what I experience, you lose the appetite for wine or beer, for anything. It's not that I have to cut back, I have to starve myself, to control myself. No, no, I can't have a wine because I'm carnivore. No, no, no. Because you don't want it anymore. There is no need. If people ask me, isn't that kind of boring every evening a steak? I say, no, no, look, you have to go through the process, experience it yourself. And every other evening, you're waiting for your steak to cut into, bite into it. And every evening, it tastes even better than the day before. That's how I experience that everybody is talking about. All these testimonials the statements are the same. So, no, I don't miss the French fries for my steak. This would ruin it. I don't need anything else. Yesterday evening, my wife, she's from Costa Rica. She made yuca, fried yuca on coconut oil. This is delicious. So I ate two little pieces. So a little bit of cheating, but hey, I'm not a saint. But this is really rarely because it's a treat. A yuca or manioc, it's called in Africa, it's called manioc. In Latin America, yuca. It's a treat once in a while. Like everything, nobody's a saint. But the rest was my 400-gram ribeye, and that's what I eat almost every day. Ribeye in the evening and omelette in the morning.
oh no. So just those two times a day and yeah, nice and simple, right?
In the afternoon, I need to eat. I'm living a full life. I can't starve. If I feel hungry, I have to eat something. So in the afternoon, I often eat just sardines. A can of sardines, and you have to pay attention. Not the sunflower. They have to be in olive oil, and they cost, what is it, between $2 and $3 a can. If you eat that and you're not full, then something is wrong with you. maybe one hard-boiled egg together or a slice of cheese, but then you thrive until the evening when your steak or whatever is waiting. But
I,
sardines, I love it. I love it. But I know it doesn't meet everyone's taste. I'm only one of my daughters and me. The other four, you can chase them. Sardines and sardelles and herring and all that stuff. But I love it.
it's I think one of the best things about doing carnivore is just that satiation. You can eat and then you just forget about food.
I indulge it. I love to eat. I love it. So a lot of testimonials when they talk about, oh, it's just not anymore that important. No, for me it's still important. And my omelette in the morning, I change the bacon. Sometimes I cut my ribeye small, very little cubes, put that in the pan before I put the egg in, and I put how do you say, cilantro in Spanish, cilantro, coriander.
Yes, coriander. Yeah.
Yeah, coriander in Asia. I think it's coriander. So a little bit of coriander. I know it's bland, but hey, the taste is great. I put some cheese, sometimes feta, sometimes raclette or Emmentaler, and that's it. And before, what did we eat? What did we eat before carnivore? I had my oats. I had the machine to roll my own oats because it's so healthy. And then you put the blueberries in. And then what did I do? Oh, oat milk instead of cow milk, oat milk, because it's so much healthier. And then you eat it. And 2 hours later, 90 minutes later, you are hungry. I said, how can that be? I had a whole, and nuts. You put all these nuts in, You cannot live without nuts. And hemp seeds, they are so healthy. It's amazing. And then you start to listen about oxalates. What are oxalates? What are oxalates? Nobody knows. And then oxalate dumping. And he said, what is that? The other week, I had a date with my brother, go skiing. He comes from the Germany side. I live in Switzerland. And we were supposed to meet at a mountain. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. I couldn't spell my name. And what happens? I couldn't get up. I just texted my brother, I can't. I'm sick. All day long, I was tied to the bed. I didn't have headache. I didn't have fever. I didn't have any pain. I was just weak to the bone. And in the evening, I got a little bit of headache. Next morning, I got up. Here I am. Let's go skiing. I went to work all day. I went to sauna and I had a workout in the gym. I said, what happened yesterday? Then okay, maybe was that oxalate dumping? Could it be just last for one day? I don't know. You tell me. It was not sick. I'm never sick. It seems everybody falls sick over winter. I don't. Must be the meat.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's strange, just like that one day. But yeah, maybe it's something to
Who
do with
knows?
oxalate
Maybe it
dumping.
was a flu, which because I have a good immune system, all it got was the weakness, nothing else. Maybe.
Yeah.
Another thing was I had asthma for 30 years. When I was, they had draft in Germany, so I went to the army. They had me paint those trucks with the NATO colors, without any mask, without anything, no protection gear. And that's when I first got my asthma attack in the middle of the night. I almost was dying. So I lived with asthma for 30 years. I moved to Costa Rica for a while. It got a little bit better in Costa Rica weather-wise. It was worse in Germany in the cold, gray winter. And then I moved to Miami. It got much better in Miami. I had the humidity help me, but still I had asthma. And I got rid of asthma with also one of your interview partners talked about his asthma experience, got rid of it, but with NAC, N-acetylcysteine, NAC. It's a famous supplement. I heard about it would help the breathing, so I took only 125 milligrams, and after a couple of weeks, I forgot about it because I was taking it daily, and I forgot about it. And then I was breathing deeply. I said, "Whoa, what's happening?" So NAC, this was one supplement that helped me to get rid of asthma. Amazing, just one little pill. And since then, I'm telling everybody who crosses my way and talking about this asthma, I say, try the NAC. Sure enough, the feedback I get weeks after, Peter, I can breathe again. People who had asthma since ever. And then comes along this doctor. I needed the driver license in Switzerland if you're over 50 years of age and want to keep your driver license for heavy trucks up to 7 tons. You need a medical certificate every 4 years. So the last one I did 4 years ago, you have to cross-check asthma. So and this year, I didn't check asthma. I told him, not anymore. What do you mean, not anymore? I said, well, I had asthma in my life for the last 30 years, but not anymore. I took NAC, and acetylcysteine. Yes. NAC can't help you with asthma. Then you never had asthma. And I said, yeah, sure. I just wanted to have a signature under this piece of paper, so I didn't argue. Only fools argue with fools. So
Nice.
I think NAC is, if you live the carnivore lifestyle, I think I wouldn't need NAC anymore. I take NAC every day still. But I think with the carnivore lifestyle, you don't need it. All these amino acids and all these nutrients you're taking in, they help you. I wrote you the other day, I did 20 pull-ups. So physically, I'm fit. I always did my sport, mountain biking, running, functional fitness, pull-ups, push-ups. But I don't overdo it. I don't want to achieve big goals and big weights. No, nothing. Just stretching and some muscle. But the most I did and before carnivore was 15. That was pretty good. 15 is pretty good. And the other week I did 20. 20 pull-ups. This is thanks to the carnivore. I have a six-pack again. It's not that I'm eating less, I eat better. How can you get a six-pack with 56 years of age without starving yourself to death? Yeah, I don't limit my calorie intake. All this calorie story saga, it's gone. It's gone. I eat my eggs. You can't eat more eggs than you are hungry for. So in the morning, 3-4 eggs, that's plenty. And even the ribeye steak or whatever piece of meat, but 300-400 grams in the evening, that's enough. You don't need more. Then you're full. And my Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt, so I do that. And there I put some berries in for the sweetness. And that's my little treat. Berries are fruits, there's sugar, but hey, some blueberries or raspberries, a few. So make it sweet and doesn't kill you. I mean, if you like, what's the daughter's name of Peter Johnson? Her name, Michaela. She only can eat meat. Yeah, and other people have their sickness, their symptoms. So if they eat some berries, might not be good for them. But I'm not sick. Besides my asthma, what I had, I'm healthy. Even my brother-in-law, he was from Costa Rica. He was visiting me in October. Really, really big guy. Every year he grew, and we talked about it. He got back home and started Carnivore. So he dropped 20
How's he
kilos so
feeling?
far.
Wow, 20 kilos.
He dropped his blood pressure medication. He, the best thing is if you are so overweight, and he's 46, 45. If you're so overweight and you lose weight, all this sagging skin, he doesn't have it. The big cheeks are gone, but the skin is tight. It sits tight.
Oh, wow.
So all these stories about the carnivores losing weight, they say, the skin retracts naturally. And now he had birthday the other day. He ate a piece of cake. He spent 3 days on the bed in the bathroom. He said, I cannot eat anything else anymore. And he said, that's for life. I don't go back. I won't change it. Because he gets a clarity in mind. He got the physical fitness back. He can move differently. I mean, everybody has lower back pain because he's sitting too much. He's not moving enough. This is gone. I have a business trampoline park and ropes courses and stuff. So the little kids, you put them the harness on. You have to bend down. Either you go down in the knees or you bend your upper body down. No itching, no pain, nothing. I can move however I want. All this collagen in your meat, whatever it is, everything moves better. Everybody, I mean, you talk every day to people, carnivore people, and they all tell the same. Your body, you got control over your body. You got your body back. Sure, if you cut back in carbs, this will be already helpful, and cut back in sugar, everybody gets healthier. But if you are on carnivore, you can reach the 100%. When I had asthma, my lung function was about 91%. And when you are at 91%, you can live. You can breathe, you can go for a little run, you can work out. But when you go skiing, there you notice it. You reach the valley station, you're out of breath. And I thought that's normal, but when I was skiing with buddies, they were breathing normally. I was breathing like a dog after a rabbit chase. Not anymore. So I had light asthma. The other buddy, he was 86 years old. I told about neck. 71% lung capacity. 71. And after 2 weeks with neck, he texted me, Peter, I can play saxophone again. So if somebody with 86 years of age, just with neck, can play saxophone again, this is amazing. Oh yeah.
So, the people that you have talked to Carnivore about, like your brother-in-law, and they've got started. How do you introduce it to them? How do you recommend they start?
I mean, if you talk to males and you talk about the morning wood, there's not much more to talk about. I mean, this argument you can't beat. There's nothing else to say. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of like how they should start as far as eating wise, and how they can stay on it.
Yeah, I have one friend. He got really sick, He had to go to the doctor because he got constipated so much. He did it too fast. I told him do it slowly, but he did it differently. And now he wants to restart again. So he knows about the benefits of it, but it's a process, and everybody has to do it in his way. Everybody is different. So, and everybody, yes, everybody is different, but everybody is the same again. So, I mean, they always had a big argument. No, you might be a meat eater, but I don't. I'm not. For me, vegetables is the best nutrient. What is Dr. Chafee comes with the rabbit, a family of rabbits, they all eat the same. There's not one rabbit who has a different preference than the other. A family of rabbits, they all eat the same. They can eat something else, but then they all get sick the same. So with carnivore, we humans can live on 100%. If we eat something else, we won't reach the 100%. That's my thinking. And you go to a vegan YouTube channel, and they talk about all these miracles as well, just like the carnivores do. So you have to think, how is that possible? That's not possible according to Dr. Chafee or Sean Baker and all this. But apparently it is, but not 100%. They never are 100%, and there are a lot of other examples, vegans and vegetarians, who do not thrive on it. They get sick.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
unvegetarian.
I've heard that a lot of people have success initially because they're basically cutting all the junk out of their diet, but then long term they're not getting enough nutrition, so they suffer.
Especially with those supplements, then you listen to those people, all those podcasters with supplements, and they tell you cannot live without those supplements. Yeah, sure. If you only eat calories, you need those supplements. But if you eat your meat and your eggs, you don't need them. They benefit if you add on some supplements, might be beneficial, but you don't need them. Magnesium and potassium I take additionally. I had cramps in my calf at the beginning. I had some cramps, and then I took the potassium and the magnesium, and since then I didn't feel anything anymore.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And my skin, right? At Christmas time, my daughter was sitting up opposite of me, and she looked. First, my buddy, the 60-year-old who is doing the day carnivore and the evening cookie eater, she looked at him and said, "Hey, your blood vessels disappeared. Your skin looks much better." And then she looked at me, "Daddy, you too. All the little blood vessels around the nose, they disappeared." So if you can see the difference in my skin on the nose, think about what is inside. If you can see the difference on the outside, what difference is inside to the better? You only can imagine. This is amazing,
That's
no?
right. Yeah.
And I did it only,
sorry.
I started in July, and since 3 or 4 weeks, my sleep got so much better. It's only recently that I noticed, wow, Peter, you can sleep. I mean, normally if you wake up in the early mornings, then it's hard to fall back asleep again. Now I just breathe my way into the sleep, and I can sleep forever. Amazing. But I can get up when I'm fit. So I just different. It's so different. I'm a new human. I'm, like my buddy said, a new perspective, and I feel like I'm in middle of my life. And just yesterday we were talking about the plans of the future. I said, that's what we will do in our second part of life. I feel like I'm 56 years, but there's a big part of my life happening in future. I have a big future ahead of me. I don't feel like I will be soon retiring, not with this lifestyle.
It's a nice feeling to know that you don't have to slow down, right?
Amazing. I mean, you don't have the limits of age. You don't experience anymore as a carnivore. You just every every sickness, it doesn't stick. You just like Teflon, boom, boom, back away. It doesn't affect you. Sure, you can get a flu. Sure, you can get that, but alone with talking about cancer, what is the chance to get cancer? 50%. Every second person gets cancer through lifetime. But then you listen. Oh, ketones eat cancerous cells. How much clearer can it get? How do you get ketones? Through keto diet or carnivore diet? Not eating celery and no. I did for 17 years. I made cold pressed juices every morning. For a while, I had alfalfa grass, squeezed out the juice, and thought that's healthy. Maybe it is. I don't know. This, if you listen to this Juice Pope Walker, back in the days, he wrote a book. I read it, and they have a clinic, I think, in Mexico, where they treat cancer patients with this cold pressed juice diet. So apparently it works for some, but now, of course, now I'm talking about carnivore and everybody. And what about the juices? They're gone. So now you're on the carnivore trip. What comes next? They're right. They're right. So, but the results are speaking for themselves. And that's
Yeah.
how they see. I mean, I already influenced my daddy, but still too much sugar. People love their sugar. If it's a marmalade on the bread or whatever, they you don't need sugar anymore. As a carnivore, you don't feel the urge. Even the honey at the beginning, I had a little bit of honey in my Greek yogurt. No, it's gone. It's gone. Some berries, but even I love my Greek yogurt without anything, just natural. It feels. I think your instincts as an animal are coming back when you eat like a carnivore. The natural instinct, what is best for you to eat.
Yeah, I agree. So, Peter, do you have any way of getting in contact with you if people want to reach out?
PeterWright@gmail.com is my email.
If I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
share that in the show notes, that's okay.
sure enough. I'm eager to help anybody with advice or help. I love to be carnivore, and we have to get the message out there.
Peter, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your story with us. I really appreciate your time.
Very welcome. I'm just happy to spread the message about the carnivore lifestyle.